In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to perform a straight stitch. Now, this is the most simplistic of all the stitches and does not require much difficulty. You will first begin by taking your needle and running it through the back of your fabric right where you would like the stitch to show. Pull your thread all the way through so that your knot reaches or is butted up to the back of your project. This will keep your threads from being loose and not secure. So for a straight stitch, you're just going to go 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch past that first stitch, and then go to the back of your fabric. Now, watch out for this tail of your thread. What you can do, once it's knotted and secure, is you can take a pair of scissors and trim it so that it's not in your way. That makes it to where when you go and take your next stitch, 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch past where that stitch was, you're going to go back to the front and repeat this process over and over again until your line of stitches is exactly where you'd like it to be. And the closer your stitches are together, the more secure that they are. So if this is a stitch that is being performed somewhere where it's going to be on like a seam or a tightly used or often used area, you might want to be sure that the stitches are much closer than if they're just a decorative applique stitch. Alright, I'll take one more stitch. And you'll see that because I pulled my thread all the way through each stitch that I made, while they might not be perfect, they are relatively even and I have no slack thread showing through on my project. Now to tie off this stitch, you're going to tie it off just like all your other stitches and go underneath your last stitch. And before the bubble of thread closes on your stitch, you're going to run your needle through it and pull that stitch. Now that creates that tie off tree, and now we want to strengthen that, so we're going to go over and we're going to do that exact same thing one more time. And that is how you perform a straight stitch. When you're finished, you can just take your scissors, snip your thread. If you want to go back and snip this one a little bit more short, you can do that. And you have a straight stitch. And it's beautiful in the front and back.